and we are delighted to welcome you as well. Let me tell you a little bit about Regenesis. I know you've been all over our website and you know all the details, but I want to just confirm some things for you over here, and which will inform you even further. Regenesis has been around for almost a quarter of a century. That's a very significant period of time. And through all that time, we've been providing really focused and directed learning experiences to students right around the world. Our main campus is in Johannesburg in South Africa, in Sandton, but we have campuses in Nigeria, we have campuses in India, we've started a campus in Kenya, and we are also in the process of starting a presence in the United States of America. So we are truly a global business school, a global school for all sorts of business, not just the business of business, but anybody who wants to work in organizations. And that's the message we take out into the world. I'm pleased, again, to those of you who might have joined a little bit later, welcome to this event. I'm so pleased you've set aside the time for this. And you are sure to have some questions. There are questions that you will want to raise, which pertain to only you. And at the bottom of the screen, you will see a little Q&A box over there. We've got a whole team of people who are on standby to answer your questions, to deal with anything you need to talk about. And they will be only too pleased to help you. So don't delay. That's the quickest, fastest way you'll get your own questions answered, and I'm sure there will be many questions, because this is a weighty decision that's in front of you. Your career, your future hangs off this, and you want to be in a place of comfort, a place of understanding, where you will have made the right decision and you will be able to throw yourself into your studies and do the things that are required. As I'm sure you no doubt know, we have many, many illustrious alumni of Regenesis who have made their mark in the world of commerce, in government, in other sectors, in other parts of human endeavor, and we are truly proud of them. As we too shall become proud of you when you leave the halls of Regenesis. But you haven't come to listen to me this afternoon. I'm just the person who makes the continuity conversation as we hear from the specialists, from the academics, from the people who will take your career and your life in their hands and provide you with an excellent education. And to start with, I'm going to introduce you to the Dean of Regenesis, Dr. Sibongiseni Khumalo. Dr. Khumalo, and not to be confused with the soccer player, by the way, this is a person of far greater stature than that. He's the Dean of Regenesis. He's been with us since 2007. He's held a variety of different positions. He's been involved in material development, facilitation, master's research supervision, and academic management. He's got a master's degree from Rhodes University, and he has a doctorate in business management from Regenesis Business School. He is the Dean of Regenesis. He is Dr. Sibongiseni Khumalo, and he is going to formally welcome all of you today. Thank you very much, Dr. Khumalo.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. Fosun. Thanks for those kind words. And a warm welcome to our visitors this afternoon, joining us from all over the world. We really, truly appreciate that you took some time to be with us, and let us be of help to you in the best way we can. Please do inquire, do ask questions. Let us help you wherever we can. So, Mr. Fosun, I'll not take too much, but I would want to say a few words. One of which is to say we are here this afternoon. Among other reasons, we're here because we believe in the power of education. We believe in the power of knowledge. And this is quite powerful decision that some of you may want to make in terms of the future of your education. We all have different reasons why we want to pursue our studies at many different levels. But it will all add up to making our world a bit better. Our careers, our families, our communities, our organizations. There are many reasons that you probably have for wanting to enroll and continue with your studies or embark on the journey of education. But as Regenesis, we believe that education contributes significantly towards making the world a better place. That's what we believe in. And of course, I must say that we live in the times when, the world is changing at a rapid speed. We need to continuously explore and understand new ways of being as we are confronted by, all these changes and all these disruptive forces that we continuously experience in our contexts, different contexts. And we don't want to be left behind. We don't want to remain obsolete. We don't want to be irrelevant. And so education is one of those, I believe, investments that you can, count on in terms of keeping you relevant, keeping you up to date, and keeping you knowledgeable, and keeping you growing. So we as a collective, we have a responsibility to make this world a better place. And we need knowledge to do so. We need connections. We need to be out there to know what's going on in the world. And this opportunity to study affords you such. It allows you to be able to connect with others, to network with others, to learn from others, to share ideas, to form partnerships, to collaborate, and all many other reasons that you can possibly think of. And as I said, the world is changing. We also, I must add, need to be more innovative. We need to be more creative. We need to be more adaptive. And the process of education, among other things, will help us get to that point. We need to be willing to take risks, but also we need to be willing to make decisions, one of which is the decision to study. There are numerous institutions out there, and you're probably thinking which one to join, and we are happy you are here because you've come to the right place, and we will help you make that decision hopefully soon. And we're looking forward to having you in class, because what we have observed over time, and this is not really a coincidence, it's something that we, over the past couple of years, we decided on, is how do we want our graduates to come across out there in the context of what I've just said with the changing world and all the disruptive forces. We do not want or wish for our graduates to be obsolete out there, for our graduates to be irrelevant out there. And so we want to future-proof our graduates. And one of the ways to do so is to look critically at the graduate attributes. So we too have come up with the graduate attributes that I'll quickly take you through. And we've tried and to embed them in our curriculum, in our engagement with our students. We make no secrets of these graduate attributes, because that's what we want our graduates to be able to understand, to be conscious of, so that when they eventually leave, they are mindful of the fact that they may be displaying these graduate attributes, and the extent to which they do so, and the extent to which they are relevant and are future-proofed in the context where they go and exist. So we want our graduates to think differently. They do display ability to think differently. So in terms of brain power, it goes without saying. Our graduates are able to do problem solving. Our graduates are able to apply their minds. They can think creatively. They can solve problems in the boardroom, in the context, in social context where they may exist in organizations. But also, leadership is a very important topic, for us to consider making part of these attributes, graduate attributes. And so leading consciously is one of them. We want our graduates, when they lead, to be able to lead in their context. Everyone can be a leader and is a leader in their own right, in their own way, their own time. And so we do want our graduates to be conscious of that reality, to be conscious leaders, to be aware that they are actually leading. But for that to happen, it takes, the ability to be conscious of self, to know who you are, to be purpose-driven, to be, self-aware, to be ethical, to conduct yourself, ethically out there. Those are just elements that form part of leading consciously. And so we take people through the module on leadership. We take, our students through our activities, and the manner in which we engage itself display this attribute. And also we want and we've noticed this over the years when our graduates, apply themselves out there in the world, they have shown and display the ability to harness diversity. Because look, the world is changing, as I said, and the world is becoming smaller, and we can't afford to live in our own corners without connecting with others of different diversity, talking about all types of diversity and, in different forms. And so our graduates are able to harness this diversity, because that's what we need. I mean, our diversity, is our strength. And so we do that even at a smaller scale in class. We make our students to, experience this diversity, from faculty that comes to facilitate, or guest lecturers that come from all over the world. And the student body itself is diverse. We've got people who are young, people who are highly experienced, people who run their own institutions, etc. So you will be exposed to all those contexts. That's diversity at its best. And above all, we want our graduates to be socially relevant, and to be socially intelligent, to be able to know what to do and how to do what to do when they find themselves in different contexts, and to be able to collaborate. Who knows? For some of you, maybe your next deal will come from the colleagues that you have in class, your classmates. So harnessing diversity goes a long way. So that's one of our graduate attributes. And of course, the next one is that ability to comport ourselves professionally. We want our students and those who graduate from Regenesis, and you will notice them, those that you may have come across, you will notice that they put themselves together in a professional manner. They come across as inspiring, they come across as being deliberate, they come across as focused and confident. So that's what we want to see, obviously, and we do encourage this in so many different ways as our students go through the journey, as we take them through, the course that they would have enrolled for. And of course, finally, we talk about being adaptable. Our graduates should be aware of this reality. I did say earlier on that, we need to be more innovative, creative, but also adaptable. And so it goes without saying that, our students and everyone else, at Regenesis, we do, of course, focus on our graduates being adaptable, because they will go out there and find themselves in different contexts, which they need to be able to adapt to and be responsible global citizens. So I can spend a lot of time, Mr. Fosun, but I don't want to take the rest of the time for my colleagues who represent schools and for them to talk about their programs. But those are the graduate attributes I'm really proud to share with our audience this afternoon. And I do look forward to welcoming them and seeing them in class. And I do look forward to receiving communication and hearing about them making the world a better place after having graduated from Regenesis. And it's such a joy that we do experience that already. We do have former students, our graduates, making big things out there in the world. And so thank you for the time, Mr. Fosun. I'll stick around in case there are questions later on. Thank you.
I'm sure there will be, and thank you so much, Dr. Khumalo, and thank you for that. I think those graduate attributes are so important. And for our people who've joined us out there, the potential students, prospective students, these graduate attributes are very important. We don't just slap education on you and give you a whole lot of facts, remember. We actually give you something to look up to, an attribute, the way you can be a person of stature in the world, and that's very important. And if I look around the room at the panelists here, I was struck with this as Dr. Khumalo was talking, that every person in this room, and we've got doctors, people with doctorates, we've got advocates, we've got all sorts of people who have had remarkable careers. And they all started off in the same position that you out there are watching this from home or from work and joining us on this open day. We had to, each one of us, take a decision where we would go and improve our lives. And you can see in the room around us, these people have made the right decision, they've moved on, and you too can get to that position. To those of you who have just joined us, thank you very much. This is Regenesis Business School, and we're talking to you about some of our programs and courses, which will be very, very helpful for you in your career. You will see at the bottom of the screen, there's a Q&A box. I see a number of questions have come up there. Place your question over there and it will be responded to. I see a number of questions have come up about the LLB qualification, but I'm not going to talk to you about that. We've got someone who is far, far better equipped to talk about that than I am, and that is the head of the Regenesis Law School, Advocate Kevin Malunga. Advocate Malunga has served South Africa in a range of high-profile posts. Among them, he's been Deputy Public Protector, he's been the Acting Chief of Staff in the Office of the Chief Justice, and he's been an advisor on state law policy. He has an LLB from the University of Natal, and he has a master's qualification in international business studies from Georgetown University Law Center in Washington. He is the head of Regenesis Law School, and he is Advocate Kevin Malunga. Advocate Malunga, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Forson. And also, I just want to endorse what the Dean has emphasized about graduate attributes, which apply equal measure to the LLB law qualification. And you will note that it is a qualification that is in plural. It is Bachelor of Laws in plural. In other words, so when you get it, you will know all the laws of the country. At least it's a certificate of competence to say you are now suitable for the qualification of law. Now, this is this is an NQF level 8 qualification in terms of the National Qualifications Framework of South Africa. And it has been endorsed and accredited by the Council on Higher Education, which is the accrediting body in South Africa. That is the body that accredits qualifications and registered by the South African Qualifications Authority. So in South Africa, for the practice of law, you are good to go as far as the LLB is concerned. Now, but furthermore, we always get questions about whether this is recognized by the Legal Practice Council. The fact of the matter is that it is. And of course, the Legal Practice Council was the body officiating this. The CEO was the speaker at our launch. In other words, to give the stamp of approval to say this is a qualification that they approve of. But let me take you to section 26 of what is known as the Legal Practice Act. This is found in a little book like this, but you can find it online as well. And so that we deal with elephant in the room of legal qualifications and their recognition. Now, section 26 of the Legal Practice Act in South Africa says, it's entitled Minimum Qualifications and Practical Vocational Training. It says a person qualifies to be admitted and enrolled as a legal practitioner if that person has A, satisfied all the requirements for the LLB degree obtained at any university registered in the Republic after pursuing for that degree a course of study of not less than 4 years, a course of study of not less than 5 years if the LLB degree is preceded by a bachelor's degree, other than LLB degree as determined in the rules of that university in question. And then, of course, alternatively, satisfied all the requirements for a law degree obtained in a foreign country that is subsequently then recognized by SAQA, which is South African Qualifications Authority. So Regenesis has ticked all those boxes, ladies and gentlemen, in the sense that it has fulfilled all the very, and I want to emphasize, the very rigorous standards that are required for accreditation by the Council on Higher Education. And of course, the South African Qualifications Authority, which I was a board member for 5 years. So I know what they expect for a qualification. So in short, this is not a fly-by-night. You will get good jobs. We are also privileged to be right in the center of the legal hub of Sandton, where all the main law firms are situated in South Africa. And of course, the advocates are practicing from there. And if I go to our staff, we are not just a bookish degree. We obviously emphasize academics very serious and rigorously, but we realize that law is a practical field. So we also have people who are practicing, people who are consulting, people who go to court, people who will know exactly what's going on. So they use real life examples in class. So that sets us apart from a lot of the old and traditional schools that are in place. And we have had a mind-blowing start in terms of the qualification. So the options, there are two options for you as a student. Of course, the one that seems to be most attractive right now, post-COVID, is the online program, because you can study the LLB from Mpumalanga, from Cape Town, from Lesotho, from Swaziland, from Angola, wherever. That is, you are able to register and do and successfully submit your assignments and write your tests and your exams online, virtually. The other option that is available for those who are more traditional is the contact classes, which we are also providing currently on a full-time basis, if you want to have that option. So this is a rigorous 4-year program. Go to law.regenesis.net. It's a 4-year program. I won't go through the specific courses, but it's 4 years, 480 credits, which is pretty much the standard nationally that is recognized. And as I said, for South African practice of law, you are good to go. Now, for people who are in the region, your traditional Roman Dutch jurisdictions, your Lesotho, Swaziland, Zimbabwe, Swatini, sorry, now the new name, Namibia, and so forth, they almost automatically, I won't say automatically because they still have to write exams in their own countries, but the Roman Dutch system that they will study in South Africa is recognized in their countries. Now, if we take it further to, and I have taught students from Nigeria, Malawi, Kenya, etc. in the past, who use the English law system, they will also have to just do what is known as law school in their own countries and write conversion exams. So that's not an obstacle at all. So, and of course, other people study law for the knowledge. Everything that I always like to emphasize, that everything that we do in life is legally regulated from the day you are born to the day you die. You know, from your utility bills to your your rights as you walk on the street, as you drive, your right not to be violated, your obligation to pay your whatever contractual obligations you have, all that is law. And I just want to bore you with that, but you'll be blown away by the content of what we have to offer in the 4 years. It's a mind-blowing program, and it really is something that is doing very well. And by the way, just because you've got a lot of qualifications doesn't mean that you are not eligible to do law. We have students who already have PhDs in other disciplines. We have medical doctors. We have politicians who come from parliament, from the house every day to come to class after debating in the house. So we have all those kind of very, very credible people, medical doctors as well. So it is a program sometimes that is done for not just for the fun of it. You can also do law for the fun of it. You don't necessarily have to want to be a hotshot lawyer. You can really just want to enjoy the program. Thank you very much.
Advocate Malunga, you speak so eloquently and so enthusiastically. I feel myself almost wanting to sign up for your program. You've really done justice to that. And of course, it is a senior degree. It's a 4-year degree. It's a highly reputable one. And Advocate Malunga is driving that in a very powerful way. It's been a runaway success for us. We are so proud of that. And it truly is a remarkable experience on that. Advocate Malunga mentioned about our online training. Now, that's an interesting little fact I want to share with you, is that Regenesis, long before COVID, has always had a very strong online presence, online teaching, supporting our students. So that when COVID came along, we simply switched all our in-class students onto online, and they continued with their studies. And of course, the way it's developed now with new technologies and new platforms for doing this, we truly have made that. So many students are signing up with us and are studying part-time because it suits their lifestyle. They earn a living by other means, and this is a very powerful way for them to actually develop themselves and grow themselves in the process. Advocate Malunga, thank you so very much for that. Now, of course, you might have had a number of degrees behind you or a degree behind you, and you want to go a little bit further. You want to push the boundaries. You want to expand your mind, make a bigger impact on the world. And that's where we're going to listen to Dr. Swart, Dr. Misha Swart. She has a Bachelor of Commerce in Communication Management. She has an honors in Marketing and Entrepreneurship, as well as in marketing management, and she has a doctorate in management. She joined Regenesis Business School in 2022, and she's head of research and innovation at our school. And now she's going to talk to you about the Regenesis doctorate. Dr. Swart, talk to us about the doctorate.
Thank you, Mr. Forson, and welcome everyone. I'm very excited to talk to you all about the DBM program at Regenesis. It's a very special program, and there's always a lot of things that I can tell the students or the possible candidates, but I always like to highlight the main things that when I read the DBM degree the first time, my mind was blown from the beginning. So I would like to highlight a few things today. Firstly, the doctorate in business management is a fully accredited NKF level 10. So the NKF level is on such a standard that, yes, you will have to use your own independent research skills. So hopefully over the years during your master's or even during your honors, you've created this special skill, and maybe we are going to help you to even master it on a doctorate level. So at this stage, yes, a lot of questions is that if you didn't get a specific mark for your master's, or if you didn't reach a specific benchmark, a lot of institutions would tell you, no, we cannot accept you for a DBM program. At Regenesis, that's a wonderful thing that we have in place is we have the bridging program. And for other institutions, some institutions even have bridging programs that are 6 months, a few months, some even 3 months. At Regenesis, we have online tutorial sessions, but because we have a continuous intake, we have at least once a month an introduction or orientation session with our new students or new candidates, and we have a bridging program that is continuously going on every month. So it's not like you have to wait then 6 months and then it's going to be a big class of 100 students or 100 candidates. What we love to do with these sessions is we would like to help you to master the skill of not just writing, but also maybe research methodology. Maybe that was during your master's, you had to, maybe for your MBA, you had to write a mini dissertation and that was your worst nightmare. But with the bridging program, we like to work on these skills and we like to make research as fun as possible, because for some students or for some people, they would like to have this degree, but they cannot think of actually finishing this marathon of writing a thesis. So what we do is we start off with tutorial sessions, online sessions. I host these sessions with you. You have an assignment that you can use going forward. So it's not like you have to then start all over again with a thesis. So we like to advise the students to say, take this topic that you maybe have, put it on a piece of paper, write something about it. And then if you've passed the bridging program, then yes, you can move on to actually writing the thesis and getting your supervisor. So if we then talk about supervisors, we also at Regenesis, we are very confident to say that we have a lot of international supervisors. We don't just focus on local or national supervisors. So that's always a question that we also get. Yes, you can get an international supervisor, and we take care of not just the students, but our supervisors as well. So even though we are not the middleman, there's always room for improvement regarding communication between the student and the supervisor. And yes, a lot of times we help with writing retreats, we help to bring you together, we help with online sessions. So even though you might be getting some advice from your supervisor, there's always room for getting extra advice from your fellow peers at writing retreats or online sessions. So it's not just an independent study, although the CHE also clearly states that it is an independent study, but at Regenesis, you can feel at home and you can have the understanding that we will definitely help you for finishing this marathon. But with the international supervisors, it also brings in international concepts, international knowledge, expertise. So yes, you might get a supervisor and there might be some online or Zoom sessions that you will have to have with your supervisor, but it also brings in that extra knowledge and that concept that is not just on a national or governmental stage. But at the end of the day, we have online sessions, like I said, to help you. And sometimes the students, they come to the writing retreats, they take the time off from work, from maybe family, and they come to these writing retreats that's hosted on campus. And for some students, it definitely helps a lot. So if you are very close to Johannesburg or in South Africa, that's something that you can look forward to. But like I said, for the online students, we do offer the online support classes that are usually on a Saturday morning. So you are never alone in this journey. At Regenesis, also the minimum duration is 3 years, and we have a maximum of 6 years. So if we see that the student is performing exceptionally good, yes, there is extra procedures that we can put in place for you to maybe take 6 months, even off the 3 years, but a lot of students are working full-time. We have a lot of students that can simply not maybe do it in a year or two because of full-time work or family or friends. But at Regenesis, we say minimum 3 years, maximum 6 years. So we do allow you for a long period of time to take care of this thesis and finish the journey on a good note. So yes, that's everything that I wanted to highlight, just to say we do offer the online support classes, but for the students that are in South Africa, we do offer the writing retreats. And then it is an independent study, but we offer not just local, but also international knowledge and expertise that's coming from the supervisors. And that's everything from my side, Mr. Forson.
Well, thank you very much. Lovely. Well put. Yes, the doctorate, it's a terminal degree. There's nothing beyond, you can't go to a higher qualification than the doctorate. It is the absolute acme over there. And Dr. Swart has clearly enunciated the quality and the professionalism that goes into running this. And so what you've gathered from what she said over there is that if you've got an idea, if there's a contribution you want to make, but you're worried about the work, will you get it done? The team at Regenesis will help you to get it done. You've just got to come up with the idea and we'll take you over the finish line in the process over there. And that is something really to be thought about. I'm sure there are some of you who are well down in your careers now. You're thinking about this and you're worried about the work and the commitment. Don't worry about that. Think of the contribution you can make, what your study will do, your unique contribution to knowledge in the world. And that is the thing that is going to draw you throughout this. So thank you very much, Dr. Swart. And it's an important contribution, part of our school, our doctoral program. It is the icing on the top of the cake. Now you will know that we are not finished by a long shot yet. We are not finished by a long shot yet. We've still got more important things to do, and we will continue with this. And we're going to talk about the School of Public Management. And we have none other than Trevor Ncube, who's going to be talking to us about this. He's one of our star lecturers over here. When you've been in a class with Trevor, you know you've been lectured at. You sat at the feet of a master. Trevor Mr. Ncube started his academic career in 2010. Mr. Ncube is an accomplished facilitator and assessor. And before he was in the post of public management program manager, he used to head the school's postgraduate studies. He ran Regenesis Assessment Center, and he's taught on both business as well as public school programs. So he knows his way around the classroom. He knows the way of content. He knows the way about the public sector, the private sector, and he's being able to pull that all together. And he is going to talk to us now about the offerings from the School of Public Management. And just so you don't forget, he is Trevor Ncube. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you so much, Mr. Forson. Greetings to all the participants and the panelists. I'm going to speak about the importance of you enrolling for the School of Public Management. We all know that the public sector is going through some transformation or changes, and the main focus is also to look into the skills within the public sector. So we are there as the Regenesis School of Public Management to also assist you to complete a qualification that will enable you to be employed and contribute immensely to the public sector in South Africa. It might not be the public sector only, it might be the developmental sectors, it depends. So why join the School of Public Management is because you'll be able to also learn some skills which will enable you to resolve some of the challenges which the public sector is facing, and also to continuously improve systems within the public sector. And in our school, you'll be able to be taught and to be equipped with skills that will enable you to think differently, thinking about others before yourself, and also to become a critical person who will be able to be a strategist and also be able to help the public sector or any other sector achieve its vision and also its mission. We all know that in South Africa, our main mission, if we look at the NDP from the public sector side, is to eradicate poverty and do away with inequalities. And if you enroll for our programs, you will be able to also get those skills that will assist the different departments and clusters to achieve those different goals and also objectives. So we have quite a number of programs within the School of Public Management, and it doesn't matter which sector you are in, which cluster you are in, within the government or within other sectors related. It doesn't matter whether you are not yet employed, because our skills our programs will also equip you with that competitive advantage, which will enable you to get employment within the public sector. We've got more than 100,000. We've got more than 100,000 students who have passed through our institute. We can attest to that. So you can enroll for the higher certificate in public management, which is a 1-year program. And you can enroll for the Bachelor of Public Management, which is a 3-year program. It's an NQF level 7 qualification. Or if you have a degree already or any other qualification, which is equivalent to the NQF level 7, you can also enroll for the postgraduate diploma in public management, which is also a 1-year program. And then if you've got an honors degree or any other NQF level 8 qualification equivalent, you can enroll for the Master of Public Management. So in these programs, we offer contact classes. You can come and attend classes at our Sandton campus, and also, of course, more students are now preferring to enroll for the distance learning, where you attend all your classes online. Quite importantly, we've got a lot of quite experienced facilitators, full-time facilitators who will be able to conduct lectures with you. It could be at our campus through contact platforms or through our online platforms. And importantly, nowadays, we are quite equipped, and we've got good systems which can enable you to attend classes from anywhere in South Africa or in the world. You can still submit your assignments from where you are in the world or in South Africa, and also write exams online. I think we are all moving towards transforming all our systems so they align to different fourth industrial revolution demands. So at our school, as the world is changing, we are also aligning ourselves to the changes which are taking place. You'll get all the support which you need. We've got a number of student and support administrators who will be able to assist you throughout your academic journey. And we've got also all the platforms, online libraries, and also our material is mostly soft copies. And also you will be able to get all the support with the pool of tutors we have within the school. You'll never walk alone, and you'll have all the support which you need from our school. So you are welcome to join, whether you are working in unique environments. We've got a lot of students who are currently attending. It's good also for links, for networking. Also, you'll be able to brush your shoulders and get access to actually network with different captains of the industry, public sector experts who are currently studying with regions. It could be executives within the government, junior, middle managers, officials, any person whom you may think of. You'll be able to also at that time to network with them in the classes. Of course, most importantly, on issues which have got to do with the development, sustainability, and also issues which impact on the South African public sector quite importantly. So also importantly, you will have to know that you'll have an opportunity to also study modules like project management, human resource management, research, public finance, economics across all the programs. So these are programs which are quite scarce in some of the programs, in some of the institutes. So it's quite important for you to know that you get exposed to such modules, which will also provide you with what we call a competitive advantage. You'll be quite employable, and even if you are looking for a job, even if you are looking for some promotional posts, you can still get that competitive advantage, and also succeed in your career. So importantly, you are welcome to our school. All our programs, quite important, are fully accredited by the Council of Higher Education, and the school has been in existence for more than 20 years. So ladies and gentlemen, feel free to join our school, and we will be happy to welcome you and see you in class for those who will actually make it. Thank you so much, Mr. Fosun, and all the attendees.
Oh, thank you very much for that, and thank you for putting that out there. Yes, I know you wanted to mention some people who've been throughout our public school programs. There are thousands and thousands of graduates coming through the program. And of course, we can't mention their names here, but there's some really heavyweights out there. And all the great likelihood is if you come through Regenesis, you will also go and be the name that you read in the newspaper and you read about in the public space and environment over there. And we're very proud of our business school as it relates to public management, because like the law filters right through society, but we as citizens cannot fulfill our vocation, do our jobs, unless government is in place at the local level, at the provincial level, and at the national level over there. And so we take it upon us as a major covenant to supply people to the public service who can make a difference, and people like Mr. Ngube and the many other people in the team who support that as well too. We are delighted with what we achieve and what our students go on and do afterwards. So we are coming towards the end of our time now that we're together, the formal parts of the program. And of course, each one of you have an important decision to make. You've got to make a decision about your future. And even if you delay the decision, or you say, oh, listen, I haven't got the finance, or whatever it might be, it's still a decision you have to make. But don't be found wanting in 10 years' time, in 20 years' time, when your career might be at a dead end, and you say, way back in 2023, I wish I'd taken that decision over there. We would be we'd be absolutely delighted if we could partner you on your journey, but there are other institutions as well too. But what we think is we have something special to offer, and we think there's something that you will take from us that will launch you, taking your career and your life to different places, new achievements, and new plateaus to conquer. And that will be our very great pleasure to support you in that. I see there's been a constant flow of questions and answers coming up in the Q&A thing over there. That's absolutely right. I think there are 50 answered questions over there. So this is absolutely great. I'm so pleased that you have responded to that. I see there's a question about placement over there. Part of Regenesis, we have a recruitment company, a placement company called Ananda Talent, and that actively works to support our students. But I'm sure the support people will give you more details on that. Once you become part of the Regenesis family, you're part of the family for life. So we're coming to the end now. It's been lovely being with you. If you have any questions you'd like to address to any of the panelists who's spoken to this afternoon, to Dr. Khumalo, Advocate Malunga, Dr. Swart, or to Mr. Ngube, obviously please go ahead and do that, because students are who they talk to. That's the whole reason for their existence, and they would love to talk to you about that. If there's anything about the curriculum or the course or anything like that. And I hope this has been a helpful time for you. We are coming towards the end of 2023, and so you've got to take some decisions about what 2024 holds for you and beyond, going into the next decade after that. And that's for you to decide. You have to take that decision, and we will be absolutely delighted and privileged to help you on your way. I would like to thank everybody for being here. To our students out there, prospective students, people who, maybe even mums and dads who are watching this as well too. We're so pleased that if you are there, that you're supporting your youngsters in this. They will reap the benefits of this, and your support will be invaluable. I'd like to thank our panelists, if I can call them that, to our Dean, Dr. Kumalo, to Advocate Malunga, who is head of the School of Law, Dr. Swart, who looks after innovation, but also drives the doctoral program, and to Mr. Nube, who is a stalwart in the School of Public Management. I also want to thank our events team who set this all together, and just because it looks like it runs smoothly, it's the reason for that is they do an excellent job over there. And then we have our support folk, Beatrice, Winnie, and Mayank, who are very senior people inside Regenesis, who are giving you the expertise, giving you the answers. They're the ones who take the decision, and they've been addressing your questions in the panel in the Q&A box at the bottom. So let me see, is there any unfinished business here that we need to do? I see there are still some questions coming in, and that's absolutely fine. The conversation will still continue, because nobody will go home until all the questions have been answered. But I think for my panelists, I think that their work here is done. And with a bit of luck, you might bump into them next year, either online or in the classroom. And what a privilege that will be. So from me, on behalf of the whole team at Regenesis, because we're a big organization, we're something like 700 employees around the world, massive organization. We're delighted you've spent time with us, and we wish you great success for 2024. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your time, and very best wishes for your onward career. My name is James Forson, and I thank you for being with us.